Alrighty, here's our examples from 1-9, multiplying and dividing integers. I know you're excited. Alright, after it is launched from a boat, a submersible descends 60 feet per minute. Where is it in relation to sea level 3 minutes after it launches? What we're looking at is 60, or in this case negative 60 since it's descending, times 3 minutes. And so if you want to use an underline, that's fine. That would get kind of cumbersome in my opinion. So we know we multiply 60 times 3. Well, that's 180. Different signs, so it's negative 180. Alrighty. Pause, head into class kick. You get to work a couple. I'll be watching. Okay, a little multiplication fun for us. A, again, you can see the answers there. If you're good, you can fast forward to the next example. No big deal. Otherwise, watch if you need it. 2 times 6 is 12. Different sign, negative 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Different signs, negative 12. Again, when I say different signs, one positive, one negative, right? One positive, one negative. And C, 7 times 2 is 14. Different signs, so negative 14. Raise your hand in the app or in real if you need some help. All right, keep watching for more examples from me. Almost forgot to press record there. I was starting to work, and there you go. All right, so using patterns to multiply integers. So we kind of, again, we were using the rules, folks. That is the pattern, right? So negative 2. Now, if you think about grouping, right, it's 5 groups of negative 2. So, or think about the rules. Multiply, 5 times 2 is 10. One's negative, one positive. Boom, negative 10. Now, if I have one of each, so same sign, right? 5 times 2 is 10. One of each makes it positive 10. Got to know those rules. I know you learned them last year. I know you loved them. Pause, head into class kick. I'm watching. Want you to work a few for me. Well, for you too, really, so. Alrighty, pattern. Use a pattern to simplify. So, again, I'm just saying solve here, people. That's really it. 3 times 4 we know is 12, right? Same sign, so they're both negatives. Makes it a positive 12. You don't have to write that positive sign. I just did that because I'm talking about it. So 12, there's your answer. Use those rules. You know, sometimes too, by the way, you write them out like this. Positive, oh, hey, there's my dog. Hang on a sec. Nope, there she is. She was barking to get back in, and she came in to tell me that she deserves a treat, so I figured I'd show you a picture of her. There she is. Her name's Gizmo. She's a teacup poodle and Jack Russell Terrier. Kind of a small little, like, barking hamster, really. But anyway, there you go. That's my dog. So as I was talking about rules, right, you have 2 positives, whether you're multiplying or dividing, and you're going to get a positive. They're the same sign, right? 2 negatives, doesn't matter, multiplying or dividing, going to be same sign, so they're positive. One of each, right, is going to be negative. Doesn't matter what order they come in. So if you're thinking about the rules, that's kind of a nice little handy example. All right, so keep watching. Head on for another example from me. Alrighty, so using those rules, kind of like we talked about in that last slide here, when you do this, you only work one item at a time, left to right, order of operations stuff here, right? So, and I'm just going to write this one out. We have negative 3 times a positive 5 times a negative 4. Left to right, since it's just addition, or just multiplication and addition, almost forgot what it was. So, negative 3 times 5, one of each, right? So it's going to be a negative. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring down that negative 4. Now then, I have same sign, so it's going to be positive. 15 times 4 is 60. That's where that came from. Pause, head into class kick. Work a couple. Alrighty, so here we have, again, we got multiple things in here, but they're all multiplication, so just work right on through and work left to right. So 4 times 8, right, is 32. It's going to be negative 32 because one's positive, one's negative. Bring down the negative 2. Now we have start over again, right? 32 times 2 is 64. One of each sign, so it's going to say positive 64. Continuing. Again, left to right, because it's all just multiplication. 6 times 3 is 18, but it's one positive, one negative. And so it's going to be negative 18. Bring down that positive 5. 18 times 5 is 90. If you don't believe me, you can check it. One of each, so it's going to be negative. So it's a negative 90. And again, if it's too quick in here, you always pause, rewind, come back. So I don't want to bore you to death. Alrighty, so now here's the crazy thing on this one. You might have noticed right away it's just multiplication. There's a 0. So yeah, the answer is 0. If you're just multiplying anything times 0 is 0, right? So there's that one. Otherwise, you could multiply 7 times 14, right? It's going to be a positive answer. It doesn't matter, positive whatever times 0 is still 0. So there's that one for you. Keep watching for more examples from me. Hey, you remember how to find an average, right? You add up the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. So here, this example, so it says find the average of the difference in the value of Canadian dollar and the US dollar for 2001 to 2005. All it's really saying is add these numbers up and divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because there's 5 numbers. And so we would add up the top, and we did that in that, 1-6, right? Or 1-5, 1-6. So add these, add this, add this, add this. We find it's a negative 140. Divide by 5. Positive divided by negative, again, one of each, so it's going to be negative, and the answer is 28 there. So the average is negative 28 cents. Pause, head into class kick. You get to work another one, and then check it. Alrighty, simplify each quotient. That means just divide, right? Here we have negative 32 divided by positive 8. Again, one of each sign, so it's going to be a negative answer. 32 divided by 8 is 4, so negative 4. Here, one of each sign, so it's going to be a positive answer. 48 divided by 6 is 8, so again it's negative 8. Here, both negatives, so it comes out positive again. Same sign, positive answer. Negative 56 divided by 4 is 14. Can you see that there? 14. So it's a positive 14. Finally, finding the average, that means add all those together. So we're going to have 4 plus a negative 3 plus a negative 5 plus 2 plus a negative 8. And all divided by, let's see what there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers, right? So divided by 5. And so quick second here, and we'll go ahead and add those up. Let me see, I need my pen back. There we go. So positive 4, negative 3 becomes 1, bring down everything else, plus negative 5, plus 2, plus negative 8, and negative 1 plus negative 5 is a negative 4. Again, there's more than negatives, right? Plus 2 plus negative 8. Negative 4 plus 2 is a negative 2 plus negative 8. And those are same sign, so I'm just going to add them together. So negative 10. Still all that divided by 5. There's a 5, I promise. Now, positive divided by negative, so one of each sign means it's going to be a negative answer. 10 divided by 5 is 2, so negative 2 is going to be our answer there. There you go. All right, homework is worksheet 1-9. Probably on the front table there. Go ahead and grab it and get to it, please.